yourself. What is your name and what do you do?
Okay, my name is Dorothy. I am a research scientist, a postdoc at the University of Edinburgh. My main interest is in memory. So I'm working on animal models of different memory. Yeah.
Perfect. And how did you end up here? Why did you become a scientist? What drew you to this field?
Okay, so I'm from Hong Kong. So I did my undergraduate in Hong Kong in biotechnology. Then I always have an interest in psychology. So I thought after my biology degree, it would be good to do study in neuroscience because it's a combination of biology and psychology. So that's why I came here to University of Edinburgh to did a master and then a PhD.
And what is your PhD project? What spurred it on and how did you come up with the hypothesis?
So my PhD project is about an animal model of schema. So schema is a mental framework when we remember things. So the whole idea is if you have a framework of things that you know already, when you learn new information, it's easier to get that. So that's how that's what my PhD work is about.
And did you have a specific challenge or question you really wanted to address when you started this work?
Yes, we would like to know the molecular mechanisms of the schema, of the mental framework. Yeah, because it will help in remember things.
And what kind of response have you gotten for your research so far?
So initially, because before I've done my PhD work, it's in psychology field. It's this concept of schema of the mental framework is quite popular. However, we don't know the neurobiology mechanisms of it. So then I started my PhD work, and then now I think more people are interested in it and look into the more biology mechanisms behind this theory. Mm-hmm.
And you said more people are kind of interested in that kind of thing. What are the kind of responses that you've gotten for your research?
You mean in terms
for people?
Yeah, so there are more researchers coming and we talk about this, and there are more experiments like in their group. So it's like getting. So I think this people start to aware of this neurobiology of this mechanism. So it's good.
What do you think has been your most important or even surprising scientific finding?
That we are able, you mean my finding, or yeah. So that we are able to look into the more the mechanisms of this model. Yeah, that would be. Yeah.
And why do you think your research is important? What are the real possible world applications for it?
So once we know more the biology mechanisms, we could apply it into perhaps patients with memory deficit, and also in children learning. So there are different aspects that we can apply in education and also with related disease, memory related disease.
And could you describe your typical day at work for me?
Okay, so I think half of the time definitely we'll go to do experiments. However, before you do experiments, you've got to plan it, so you probably spend some time in planning and also reading literatures just to make sure that you're on top of like your field. Also, I spent some time in teaching too, because there are undergraduates on master projects and also just normal teaching. Yeah.
Perfect. And what's your favourite aspect of your work?
I think there are two aspects I really like. One is the teaching part, because I think it's good that we can actually tell others like what we're doing, and also teach them the techniques, or we can discuss the concepts. So that's one aspect of teaching. The other aspect is I quite like when we have discussion with other researchers. So when you find finding and have discussion with the other researchers, in that aspect you can know more about what other people think about your research, and like that with that interaction part, I think I like.
Is there a specific turning point or defining moment that you found so far in your scientific career?
I think when you do experiments that you probably try a lot of times in order to get it work. So I think sometimes the thing doesn't work, you have to find it, what is the reason to make it work. I think that's challenging, but it's not, I think a lot of scientists are going through that. So.
If you could turn back time, would you choose a different career or a different pathway?
I don't think so, because I think I'm really interested in like psychology and also neuroscience part. So I think I would still go down this route. Either maybe like if not neuroscience, maybe in psychology. Yeah.
And what are the negatives or any challenges or problems that you face in your work or your work as a scientist?
I think one of the challenges is like if you have an idea and you're going to like do experiments and test it, and if it didn't work, then sometimes you can get quite frustrated. And so I think this is something you probably have to work on and see how you're going to find a way to deal with that.
And what do you like to do when you're not working on research?
So I have 3 little children. A lot of times, if I'm not doing my research, I would love to spend time with them because I think it's very important to have like a good family life balance and working balance. So I spend time with them. We go out and just spend time together.
And what advice would you give to someone who's interested in neuroscience or science in general?
You mean what advice to give to them if they're...
if they're just interested in science.
Yeah, so I would say give it a go and perhaps go to some workshop and talk to people about doing neuroscience stuff and just give it a go and try. It's really fun.
Perfect. There we go.
Thank you.
No worries.